Mike Bianchi, Orlando Sentinel. Rob, year 3 of the rebuild, regressed it seems like this year. Is this a good roster? A lot of fans want to know, is this a good roster, and will a coaching change be a difference maker?
You know, Mike, I think we've stalled a little bit in our progress. Clearly, we have work to do, and we need to get better. But I'll say it again, we believe in our players. We really believe in them. I said that to them again today when we met with them. We have faith, we have belief in the capabilities of our players now, and we have a lot of faith and excitement about their capabilities moving forward as they continue to grow and continue to get better. It's a young team. It is a young team, and it's challenging to win in this league when you're young. And I think as we entered the season, our goal again was we want to see progress. We want to see growth. We want to see a situation where we can look back on the year and say, hey, we're moving in the right direction. And right now, I think we're just a little bit stationary, and we've kind of stalled on the side of the road, and now we just got to get back on the road and keep moving.
David Pingelor, Local 6 here in Orlando. Rob and Alex, what type of coach would you be looking for going forward now? You brought in a guy, obviously, to replace Stan with 0 head coaching experience. You're looking for a guy with multiple years of experience in this league?
You know, Ping, we're going to take it day by day. James Borrego is our coach. We're supporting JB. Our players are supporting JB. We'll continue to evaluate the team and how we're doing on a daily basis like we always have. And I'm not going to get into specifics about anything relative to a coaching situation other than the fact that JB is our coach, and that's how we're moving forward.
Flurry of the question to Rob. How much time will you give James? Will he get the rest of the season? How much rope does James have?
James has our support. We're 100% behind James. The players are behind James, and we'll take it day by day. That's the message I've conveyed to James. That's our approach. We'll take it day by day, and we'll continue to evaluate.
Will he get a shot after James?
Absolutely.
Yeah, George Diaz with the Orlando Sentinel. For both Alex and Rob, obviously there has to be a good deal of fan frustration. What would you say to fans out there that are just, talked about the process, but obviously, as you said, this is a setback here, and what would you tell them about today and what's going to happen moving forward?
Well, what I would tell them is, we obviously weren't pleased with where we stood, and we acted upon it. We weren't going to sit back and, allow this to continue to happen through the course of the rest of the season without having the opportunity to turn it around and improve again. And so, we've said it internally. This is just a short bump in the road. This can easily get back on track because of the fact, as Rob said, we believe we've got a great deal of talent on our roster. That's not to say that we don't need to continue to grow that roster. We're realistic about that. But we believe in our players. We believe that we have the capability of being better than we are. And so hopefully this change will be the shot in the arm, to get back on that right path and get over that bump. But we believe in our plan. We're going to stick with our plan. We're going to continue with our plan through the rest of this season, through the off season. And we believe that we are building for long-term success. And that starts with our belief in the core of players that we have on our roster.
Josh Robbins, Orlando Sentinel. Rob, what was the rationale in letting go Wes Unseld Jr., Brett Gunning, and Zach Guthrie?
Josh, again, change is never easy, and there are a lot of decisions you have to make that are difficult. We felt that we needed to make a substantial change, and because of that, we decided to make the decisions that we did. We think the world of Wes and Brett and Zach. Incredibly hard workers, incredibly bright people who have bright futures in this league. And it was just a function of making a hard decision and a difficult one.
Well, then to follow up, who will be assisting James now over the remainder of the season? Who does he have now that he can realize?
So LaRon Profit and Jay Hernandez will accompany James on the bench, and we'll continue to consider other options to help support and fortify our coaching situation for James.
Mike Bianchi, Orlando Sentinel. Alex, when you hired Rob and Jacques to start the rebuild 3 years ago, was there a time frame? Did you think it would take? How long did you think it would take? And a lot of fans want to know, how much longer is it going to take?
I think we've been consistent, Mike, in saying that, we don't have a time frame. No one can predict how long these processes take. All that we desire is that we have continuous improvement, and that we show that continuous improvement to our fans and continue to give them the vision that we're building this for the long term. We're in this to win. We're not in this for continual losing. We suffer with every loss as much as every fan does out there, believe me. Okay? And that's one of the reasons why we felt we needed to make a change at this point in time. But what I would say to fans is our desire is to keep this moving forward so that we have a long-term, sustained winning record and to compete for conference championships on an annual basis. We believe the foundation's there. And unfortunately, like I said earlier, we've hit a bump in the road, but that doesn't mean that we're turning back. We're continuing to move forward, and we believe that we're going to be back on track because of the core of players that we have, and because of what Rob has done from a player personnel standpoint to set us up for future additions, whether it's through cap flexibility or draft picks or what have you. We feel like Rob and his team have developed a plan that we're going to continue to move forward in a positive direction because of all those assets that we have. So to the fans I say, we made this move today because we're not happy about the direction that we were going in and about where we are today. I think everybody knows we have the same record today that we did at this exact juncture last season. And that's not forward progress, and that's why we are where we're at today.
Christian Rui, WFTV. Rob, we heard Jacques talk about defense and intensity. Was there some disconnect that occurred over the last month that you saw that eventually led to that? We've heard losing the locker room, I think, is the cliche, but would you say that happened over the last month?
I don't think you can ever pinpoint one factor or one issue as to why something does or doesn't happen. I think there were a lot of different factors that go into it. Jacques and I spent a lot of time discussing it and trying to troubleshoot it. Sometimes you can pinpoint things, sometimes you can't. There's a lot of intangible qualities that go into team dynamics that sometimes are hard to pinpoint. So clearly there was a disconnect. Our defense has suffered as of late, and we have to be sure to get that back on track pronto. But I can't sit here and say it was one thing or the next. It was a multitude of factors.
Chris Crawford, Orlando Magic Radio. Was there a specific place that you wanted to be at this point in the season, a specific win number of place in the conference, or was it just a matter of turning that corner?
Just a matter of showing progress. We didn't try to limit ourselves to a concrete goal or a finite number. It was definitely a fluid goal, and we felt like we would be able to tell, and our fans would be able to tell, quite honestly, if, yeah, you guys are moving in the right direction, or no, you're not. And, that's just where we found ourselves.
Danny Morales of Valencia Voice. Rob, with this move and looking in the short term, what are the expectations for this last stretch of the season? What would you guys like to see? Is it more wins, or is it just progress in the development?
Reestablishing that competitive vibe, that competitive spirit, shoring up our defense. We want to be a defensive-minded team. We've said that from the beginning. We feel like we have players on the team who want to play defense, who take pride in defense, and I think getting that back on track will be a good first step in moving in the right direction.